Hey guys, welcome to my channel NBATierz. Today we're going to be ranking the best 100 players in the world, but more importantly the top 50, because if you're the 82nd best player in the world, I do not care. Um, yeah, so we got our players here. They're mostly separated by team. I have no idea why Russell Westbrook's just separated from the Clippers, but to be honest, that sounds lore accurate, so we'll go ahead and get started. Just go ahead and throw Russ in there. Probably not a top 50 player at this stage of his career. Jaylen Brown, now fresh off of winning the NBA Finals MVP in 2024, now that the Celtics have defeated Dallas Mavericks in 5. Where do I rank him? Probably no higher than top 30 for now. Maybe 25. We'll see. You know, we'll see what I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll see where we get. And as I kind of put other players on each tier, we're gonna rank them left to right. Kind of go back and forth, thinking and debating on who we should put higher. Um, Drew Holiday, probably somewhere in this range, 40, 45, right? Probably stay 45 for now. I'll have to see. Derek White's gonna go in that same tier. I think for most of this season, Derek White outplayed Drew Holiday on both ends. To be honest, he had some blasphemous, but albeit all-star talks around his name. I think all regular season he was better than Drew. Playoffs, I think Drew kind of proved he's still that guy. I think in the finals, Drew played better. We'll leave Drew higher for now, but I mean those are two very interchangeable players. Porzingis is going to go ahead of Jaylen Brown. I honestly think he's the second best player on the Boston Celtics fully healthy. I know I might catch some flack for that, but who cares? Uh, I think he's better probably on both ends of the floor. I think offensively he's a better shooter. He's better in the post, just creating mismatches rather for your defense. Just a very good, efficient player. I think Jaylen Brown, just naturally being on the wing, being a guard, kind of took more shots, was more aggressive, but it felt like every time throughout the season, if they just gave the ball to KP, he was going to get a good look. He cannot be defended. He's 7'3". He's looking over guards in the post. He's stretching bigs out to uncomfortable spots on the floor where they don't want to guard. Like, that dude's a problem. Defensively, he's better than Jaylen Brown, rim deterrent, etc., etc. So I'm fine with that. Tatum, you're probably going to be uh, probably the top 15 range, which really would be like 11. I think in my head I probably have about 10ish players I'm gonna put ahead of him. We're kind of freestyling this. I haven't really like planned this out, but I'm pretty sure that's where he's gonna end up. Uh, we'll get some players to compare him to. Mikal Bridges, a role player carrying a franchise on his back to 20 to 30 wins every year. Uh, he's probably top 40. He's probably top 40. Um, yeah, that sounds okay for him. Claxton's probably in the top 50, but maybe not. We'll see if we move him out. Cam Thomas, probably better than Russ at this stage of Russ's career. Can kind of get unplayable at times. I feel like Cam Thomas just is a better offensive player, probably. Underrated bucket. OG's in the Raptors jersey. OG Anunoby versus Mikal Bridges. Mikal's better. Just because I think offensively, probably a little bit of a different level. Defensively, OG clears. Who cares? Yeah, Mikal's probably better. Jalen Brunson kind of climbed up a lot of people's lists this year. He had a very good season. He was not in MVP talks, but he's on the ladder. Let's put it like that. He's either 15 or 20. He's either yeah. Obviously, he's worse than Tatum. Couldn't tell from the playoffs, but Julius Randle. Don't remember the last time I seen this guy play basketball. That probably looks about right. Yeah, that probably looks good. Joel Embiid. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was an Embiid hater for a majority of my lifetime, and I was very proud of it. You can't deny him anymore. He's just dominant. If we're gonna do the injuries thing, that's fine. But like, come on, ran away with the MVP this season when he was healthy, unguardable, arguably the best scorer in the league, one of the better defenders as well, plus efficiency. In the playoffs, he's always been injured. This year he was injured and still performed, which is a rarity, but I don't really hold that against him. He's probably number two for me. Tobias Harris, you should be lucky to be on the screen, buddy. Maxi, oh shit. Okay. Um. Oh brother. See, in the playoffs, he was going crazy, bro. I didn't buy into the Maxi hype all regular season. I still don't agree with some of the talks that he found himself in, but like, oh man, he's better than. Oh my god, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna let that simmer for a little bit. I'm gonna let that simmer. Um, who's this? Scotty B. But yeah, this is gonna be nasty. This list is gonna be so nasty. Is he better than Julius? Probably. Right. I think. See, my thing with Scotty is I think offensively he's still got a ways to go development wise. I think he shot the three better this year. He was doing his thing. I think he was definitely playing at a pretty high level. But I think offensively, these guys in this next tier, yeah, I think those guys are better. I think those guys are better. Scotty's kind of can be a little bit more inconsistent. Um, I really shouldn't even like. I don't know. I just haven't seen Julius Randle play basketball in so long. Jakob Pertl. Anyways, actually no, I'm not even gonna. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, uh, Russ doesn't want to go. Okay, there we go. Um, Siakam in a Raptors jersey. Very good season. Kind of got to show off in the playoffs a little bit. Um, he's relative to Scotty Barnes. Is he even worse than? Okay, he's not. He's not worse than Jalen Brown. He's not. Respectfully. Um, yeah, the JB fans aren't gonna like this. DeRozan. I can't remember the last time I saw him in a playoff game, but he probably had 8 points in said game. That being said, he is better than this role player, Mikal Bridges. Hmm. This is harder than I thought. This is a lot more annoying than I thought. Cause like I'm trying to get in the perfect order, but like, holy shit. DeRozan doesn't do anything for me, but like I know he's good. It's just he's in a Chicago jersey. Um, this guy didn't even play this year. I really don't want to rank him, but I mean, he should be better than DeRozan. Like when DeRozan came to the team, I thought it would be Zach's team. I haven't seen that since they've played together, to be honest. So by default, I'm just gonna kind of Vucevic. There's no way he's a top 50 player, but he's probably better than all of them. Kobe White. Jared Allen. I thought he played really well this year. I think he was borderline fringe all star level. It's probably worse than. It's probably above Nick Claxton. I think offensively, he has a lot more to his game than Nick Claxton. Claxton's better defensively. They're relative. That's okay. Darius Garland. This guy, I don't know if it's Donovan Mitchell who's to blame. I don't know what it is. I expected him to be on a different trajectory by now. He's really, and I'm not even like an over the top numbers guy like that, but like he just, it felt like output wise, he could have done more this year. In all regular season, in the postseason, I just didn't see Darius Garland reach, certain levels. Like, and then defensively, he's a criminal. I think like if these are your best players, right? Drew, Derek White, Darius Garland. Like I think Darius is a better one in terms of fitting into a team. This guy's just a cone who's gonna like be inefficient, but at the same time he's still an elite shooter. He can create. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. We'll go with Donovan Mitchell, arguably the best shooting guard in the game. I think he's better than Jalen Brunson. Uh, Maybe that's a hot take. Maybe it isn't. I don't know, but I think he's better. Um, Not really much to say there. He's worse than Tatum. Evan Mobley. He's one of those players who's probably going to be like the exact same player for like 10 years, like Miles Turner or something. I think offensively, there's a big jump that he could take. Will he take it ever? Maybe not. Still one of the best defenders in the league. Can switch out on to the perimeter. But don't tell Paul George that. We'll probably throw him a low key one, but whatever. Actually, he's more. Uh, I think his defensive, utility probably makes him better than Jared Allen, but not far off. Bojan, I like you, but Cade, the winning bias is always gonna hold him back in these type of conversations, right? Like, and I hate to use this guy as the measuring stick, but Jaylen Brown just won Finals MVP. What makes him better than Cade? The fact he's a Boston Celtic. Like Jaylen Brown as a 1A with Detroit spacing, with his shot creation and playmaking ability. What are we looking at, right? Like I don't know. I didn't mean to put him that high. If I put him above Maxi, people are gonna lose their mind. I don't care. I think defensively he's good. Nothing better than good. Just solid. Other than Maxi, he's the worst defender on this tier. I think offensively, right, carrying an offense, I think he'd only be behind Maxi, but Maxi just doesn't have the, I think, defensive upside of a Cade. Like I don't think Cade looks any worse next to Embiid than Maxi does. He's not the shooter Maxi is. He's not the transition player. He's a better playmaker and passer. He needs to take better care of the ball. Actually, I think offensively. Like Maxi's not a negative for Cade's defense to move me enough. Like Cade's no crazy defender, but I think if these guys are like initiating, running your offense, I think that value kind of supersedes the rest of these guys who either don't do that or, in Scotty Barnes' case, just does that at a lower level. This is Jalen Duren. Good player, not top 50. Better than Vucevic. Actually, better than Vucevic. That's good for him. Tyrese Halliburton. Aggressive Halliburton is top one. Am I serious about that? No, but like I've never seen this dude just have like a bad shooting game and play bad, like a 3 for 17. You know what I mean? Like anytime he plays bad or has like a quiet game, it's literally just because he took 7 shots. Like he's such a pass heavy, pass first, get his guys going type of like, bro. shoot the ball, please. Um, he'll probably stay top 20. Might slide. We'll see. Miles Turner. Why are you on my screen? Better than Vucevic. Better than Jalen Duran. Yeah, it'll be alright. Giannis. Gonna drag him up here. I think he's 4 probably. Off the I know for the most part what my top 5, 10 will be. I think he's 4. Yeah. We'll see who I get to compare him to. I think most people would have Giannis above Embiid. The reason why I disagree is I just think offensively Embiid has less holes than a Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think Giannis is a better passer, playmaker. I don't think he's, obviously the shooter that Embiid is. He's a better finisher than Embiid, of course. But I don't think he's just a better shooter, have better post game. Surprisingly, doesn't draw as many fouls with how much he attacks the basket, but we know why that is. I mean, this guy literally just flops for fun. But yeah, and then defensively, Giannis kind of gets gassed. Still one of the top defenders, top 15 maybe, but Embiid's probably better. So if you're gonna blame injuries and say that makes Giannis better than Embiid, like playoff dropping, whatever. Dame. Damian Lillard. What a guy. Shot tour dates for about 3/4 of the season. Was on tour in every major city in America. He's better than Halliburton. Yeah, was on tour pretty much. Here's the thing, right? We know that he probably should be better than Brunson, and he probably is better than Brunson. But I think until he figures out his current role in Milwaukee, playing off another superstar, top end player, because I think he kind of struggled with that all year in terms of portability. But yeah, he just didn't produce at what level I'm sure most of us feel he probably could. I think he's obviously a better shooter than Brunson. I think he's a better playmaker and passer. He's worse defensively. Efficiency wise, neither of these are the most efficient, guards, but at least one produced for the lime share of the season. I don't I don't I don't think Brunson's better, but it's tough. If someone has Brunson higher, I could see why. I'm not gonna argue with you. Brook Lopez probably better than Vucevic and Duran. Maybe even Miles Turner. Chris Middleton. He played well. Yeah, he played well this year. Do I think he's better than? I don't want to rank this guy. Holy shit. He's better than Darius Garland. If I'm using him as a measuring stick, for sure. For sure. Um, I'm not one to let winning bias trick me. He's probably better than those two. He's better than OG. Why is OG above Drew Holiday? Yeah. Why is OG that high? Hold on. Why is OG this high? Is he better than Darius Garland? We'll go with this. We'll go with this. I think offensive utility has to matter here. OG's not a bad offensive player. He can't reach these heights. I don't think. I don't think that's wild to say. Bobby Portis, you're definitely a player in the league. Clint Capella. I don't even care to order you, buddy. Jalen Johnson. Pretty good player, actually. I really don't care. Uh, he's a pretty good player. DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray. Um, huh. DeJounte Murray. I don't know. That's tough. I think, I think, like, this is a guy where, like, as a scorer, I'm not, like, that sold on him. It's not that he can't score. He's gonna average 20, or whatever it is he averaged. But like, I don't know. He's a very streaky shooter. He's not like some over the top crazy finisher or anything. Like, I don't know. As a scorer, I'm not too sold. I think playmaking, passing, fine. Defense, fine. Fell off from what was that? His all defense season. I think he had a few years ago, a couple years ago. Um, Still a good defender, but like nothing crazy. He's a good player. I really don't know if he's better than DeRozan, but yeah, I'm fine with that. This is the most disrespected superstar in the league, I think, as an offensive hub and just generator offensively. He's crazy. I think he could have had a more efficient season. Also, don't think he's just surrounded with the best roster. Clint Capella, that's a good lob threat for him. No spacing. Jalen Johnson, not some knockdown shooter. Um, there's no like Dejounte, like there's no, it's not much spacing there. I'm not sure how many good shots he'd take even if he did have spacing. He's gonna take some high degree of difficulty shots, but I think he'd hit a little bit more if he had more spacing, a little bit more create like self creation. Like there's just not much on his roster, and he's still making the Hawks one of the top offenses every year, while making the Hawks one of the bottom defenses every year. Lamelo Ball. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am so high on Lamelo, and I want to put him in talks he doesn't belong in. He's been injured. I get that, but like, bro, first off, yes, over Halliburton. These guys will probably end up. But yeah, Halliburton and Lamelo's just interesting. I think Lamelo, the separating factor for these two is scoring aggression. I think Lamelo can do things that Halliburton does while being just a more aggressive scorer. He's still gonna play, make and pass at a high level. He's a good shooter. Um, Probably better defensively, but that's not moving me. Neither of these guys are probably guarding anything. But I think Lamelo with scoring aggression kind of separates himself from Halliburton. We'll probably leave him there for now. Rozier may be a top 50 player. Is he better than Kobe White? Maybe. Mark Williams, not bad. Bam Adebayo. Never was really sold on him offensively. Not really. Not really my cup of tea. Not moved, but I think he did have a pretty solid offensive season. I think in the playoffs, he was solid. Has been solid last couple years. I don't think as the best player he is raising the ceiling of a team like a LaMelo or Halliburton is. I don't know if he's one of the top 5 defenders in the league. Probably the only big who can legitimately switch 5 through 1. He doesn't offer the rim protection of Rudy Gobert, Wembanyama, AD, but I think he's probably the most versatile defender, barring maybe probably the most versatile. He can be top 25 for now. Jimmy Butler, hard guy to rank, doesn't care about the regular season, shows off, shows out in the playoffs, but he didn't play this year. That being said, injury does not make you worse at basketball. Okay, I can only have 5 players in this tier. Yeah, I guess Brunson's got to slide down. That looks good for Jimmy. I think he's a good defender. I think he is the second best playmaker passer in this tier behind Trae Young. Plus score. Uh, Not second best scorer, but a positive score. Good in the mid range, attacking, getting downhill, drawing fouls for free throws rather. He'll be alright at that spot. Tyler Hero. I think that he is somewhere relative to a Terry Rozier. Is he better than Jared Allen? No. Cole Anthony, somewhere. I'm gonna stop ordering this tier. I really do not care. Paolo Banchero. Not gonna lie, he translated to the playoffs much better than I thought he would. I think that his efficiency all season and obviously in the playoffs could have been better, but as a big wing who can play make, um, he's on a very good defensive team. That isn't much because of him, but he's not a negative on that side. Uh, Somehow was knocking down some threes in both the regular season and playoffs. I think he's better than Mikal Bridges, for starters. I think Zach LaVine hasn't played basketball since I don't know when, so I can't, like, does he have the offensive polish of a DeMar DeRozan? The answer is no. So he probably, this looks about right for him. I like that. Franz, I thought for most of the year, coming into the season, Franz was a better player than Paolo Banchero is. I think going, or even, at the very beginning of the season, I think early on he was playing better. I think he sustained like an injury somewhere in the middle of the season. When he went out, Paolo really caught steam, kind of went on a hot streak, kept it up when Franz came back. Franz slowed down a little bit. Think Franz. Think Franz is good right there. Think Franz is better than I think people will give me slack for putting like Drew Holiday and Derek White below Franz Wagner. And maybe they should. Kuzma, somewhere in this tier, don't care. Jordan Poole, Aaron Gordon, very good. Not top 50, I don't think. Nikola Jokic. This is the best in the world. Jamal Murray. He was injured in the playoffs, or hurt rather. He's better than everyone in this tier. He's better than. Yeah. Interesting guy. Interesting guy. He's not like worse than Bam. See, it's weird because like in the regular season, he has a fringe All Star caliber season, and for the most part in the playoffs, he rises. This year, he was hurt. He had his moments. Wolves series was not great for him. That is so tough. This is tough. He's better than like yeah, he's better than we'll leave him. I do still think that the regular season matters because that's like the biggest sample. That's an 82 game season where you have to consistently show, that you can play a role and win games and contribute to that. I don't think he has the production of some of these other guys, but I also don't think he needs to, just with how his team plays basketball. I also think he kind of like reserves himself throughout the regular season, so that he's ready for the postseason. So much for that. But Michael Porter's not top 50. Anthony Edwards. This guy is like the face of aura, apparently. Is he? I actually have this debate with my friends all the time. Halliburton and Anthony Edwards. I know this is the tier he's relative to. I know for most of his career he's been considered better than LaMelo. The only reason why I think he isn't better than these guards right here is because I think I think as a primary decision maker, I think he's lacking. And that's okay. He's a 22-year-old, score first shooting guard. He's young. I don't think he's developed at the level of a playmaker as some of these better offensive players and just players in general in the world. I think his shot is streaky. I think defensively he really proved to be a borderline elite defender this year, mostly on the ball, off ball, not really a strong suit, but he can sit in that chair. I think in time he will climb much higher, but for now, like we saw, I think I forget which game it was of the Nugget series. Mike Conley missed that game with injury, and he had to basically run the point, be the offensive initiator for the entire. That was some of the worst processing, and just that was bad. That was bad. I think offensive polish is what holds him back. He's got the explosiveness, finishing, defense. Like he just needs to be able to be a better decision maker, especially out of the pick and roll. Like he can't play out of the pick and roll. Rudy Gobert, arguably the best defender in the world. Do I think that? Probably not. Mikal Bridges has like made himself like the measuring stick of this entire tier list. Like I'm just looking to see if players are better than him. Rudy. Think I think that this is far enough. I think that's far enough. And I'm not gonna think any longer. I just realized I have like 17 players in this tier. There can only be five. So we move Franz. We move Zach. Okay. Drew, you're back in the top 45, gang. Okay. Okay. Karl Anthony Towns. Let's put it like this. He's the second best player on the Wolves. Argue with a wall, so he has to go above Rudy. He's better than Scotty. He's better than Julius. Probably. I damn near want to throw him ahead of Jaylen Brown, but at the same time, I really don't. So I'm not going to. Okay. Rozier, you are on the hot seat, buddy. Joshua Giddey. Shea, he's gonna find himself in probably 6 off the top of my head. Why is Chet just like winking in this bit? What is this, bro? Chet. He is not better than. He's better than Cat. Yeah, that's good enough. I think he's better than Cat. I don't think he has the offensive capabilities as some of these guys, but he's one of the top 10 defenders in the world, which is enough to get him above either offensive negatives, defensive, like this entire lower half is filled with either offensive negatives, defensive negatives, or people who just don't do either at a elite enough level to put them ahead of Chet, probably. I bet people just hate that Drew and Derek are down here. J Dub. He showed me something this year. Is he better than Paolo? Probably not. Probably not. Bye bye. Oh shit. Okay. Come on. Mikal doesn't want to go. Sorry, buddy. Mouse is being stubborn. Okay, this is filling out. So looks like we got 3 spots filled in the top 25. Yep. DeAndre Ayton. What a specimen. What a guy. Shaden Sharp, good player, good young player. Anthony, yeah. Larry Markkinen. Relative to Cat, off the top of my head, probably better defensively, to be honest, but I think his. I'm struggling with that one. I think he's somewhere in there. I think that's fine. Just kind of move all these guys down. Tyler Hero, you're out of there. Wow, Tyler Hero's not top 50. That's tough. Wardell, Stephen Curry the second. Hot take. Oh shit. I still have him. That's probably a top 3 player. Luka's gonna fill out, be last spot in top 5. We'll just go ahead and where's Luka? Because I want to talk about all of these players in succession. Let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. Let's use Giannis as a measuring stick for a second here. If you can clear Giannis offensively while not being a defensive negative, you're probably better. Which is why I have these 3 players ahead of him. Obviously, Embiid's just a better defender than all of these players that are in this top 10 so far. Jokic and Steph, even current version of Steph, I think are still all-time great offensive players, even in their current form. I think Steph kind of has a subpar roster with negative spacers around him. I don't think I think like these rosters that some of these other players have are probably just better constructed to fit their strengths and whatnot. Uh, I think Steph still provides a lot of value, obviously, in terms of manipulating the defense, stretching him out, creating open looks for his teammates. Now, whether they convert or not, kind of up to them. Luca is not better than Giannis, even though he clears Giannis offensively, because on the other end of the like, is he even trying? He's legitimately not even try. Like he's just standing there. He's getting blown past. He's crying to the like, bro. It's unwatchable. And I get if you have Luca one, two, three, whatever. Like I get it. I really do. But you're not gonna tell me that he just clears or is even better than a couple of these guys because of like no great season. But your team lost the finals because of you. Not gonna lie. Draymond Green. Draymond Green. He's better than Jared Allen. He's better than Evan Mobley. That's good enough. He'll probably slide out. I don't know. He's not. He's not going higher. Christopher Emmanuel Paul, Clay Thompson, Paul George. Okay, Paul George. Is he better than everyone in top 30? He is. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. James Harden. He's relative to a Halliburton, and yeah, whatever. I think that's fine. James Harden versus Jamal Murray. Huh, that's fine. That's fine. I think Harden's better. Kawhi Leonard. Um, let's just move on. I don't really want to talk about Kawhi. Anthony Davis. Uh, yeah. LeBron. Yeah. Okay. So, Kawhi, AD, LeBron. Or even Shea, whatever. I think Shea offensively separated himself from these guys this year. Uh, as a scorer, just dynamic in the mid range area, elite finisher, gonna flop, gonna get his free throws, plus defender. Could get kind of overrated defensively, but still a plus. I think in terms of load, he just kind of did more this year than either of these three. I think he was more consistent. Yeah, Kawhi over AD and LeBron. I just think Kawhi offensively is better than AD. Defensively clears LeBron. I think he's like a just perfect package, really, in terms of both ends of the floor. His only issue is output. I think he was on a team that didn't require him to have some crazy output, 28, 29, 30 a game with elite defense. He didn't really need to do that. He's still hyper efficient, got to his spots, did what he need to do, played elite defense, a resurgent defensive year from Kawhi Leonard. If you're going to knock him for injuries, cool. I'm not going to get my feelings about it. I don't really care. Like, him and, yeah, if you're not playing basketball, I can't even blame someone if they just don't want to rank you. D'Angelo Russell, he definitely plays for the Lakers. I can confirm. as does Austin Reeves. Bradley Bill, is he better than anyone on my screen? Let me just place him here and think about it. I've thought about it enough. Uh, Devin Booker. For most of their careers, I've had Donovan Mitchell is better than Devin Booker. And I still think they're probably the two most interchangeable players in the league in terms of rankings. Like, they're just so close while doing different things. Like, Devin Booker is elite in the mid range, but Donovan Mitchell's a better 3 point shooter. Donovan Mitchell's a better finisher. Despite assist numbers, I do still think Donovan Mitchell's a better playmaker and passer. I think the Suns required that from Devin Booker a little bit more than Cleveland did from Donovan. And that's fine. But I think Donovan Mitchell makes some passes I never seen Devin Booker really make. I think he gets downhill, gets those crazy wraparound kick out passes. Playoff performer, both of them are for the most part. That Wolves defense was tough, but like every year it feels like one of these dudes plays great in the postseason, and the other plays horribly, and it kind of becomes clear who's like better in terms of, oh, now Devin Booker's the best shooting guard in 2021. Then Donovan Mitchell has a good run, and Devin Booker plays shit like this year. They're interchangeable. Who cares? Kevin Durant, he is probably like damn near 10. I think the separator between like Tatum really is on relative tier to these players. Well, maybe a couple of them, but I think shot IQ is just what's hindering him. I think Tatum just takes some of the like most dumbass tween step back twirling through, like, bro, you're 6'9", and maybe that's just a system he's in. Maybe that's coaching. They want to chuck up a lot of threes. That's fine. I feel like KD's gonna hit those shots more often. I think KD's a better shooter. Um, just think he's more efficient. Like, I just think offensively, he is more consistent, efficient, and just a better decision maker. I'm not sure if he's the playmaker and passer Tatum is. He probably isn't. Almost certainly isn't. Defensively, Tatum's probably better. KD's better rim protector, but like, I don't know. I think it's literally just mentality and just like IQ. I don't think Tatum maximizes himself to the level he could to like be better than any of these guys. Now, skill wise, maybe, sure, but like, I don't know. Not moving me. Yusuf Nurkic, he plays in the NBA. If you didn't know, Darren Fox. Ooh, he's better than Maxi. That's all I need to see. So probably somewhere in here, he's better. He's better. He's better than Jamal Murray. He's better. He's better. He's better for sure. He's better. Um, yeah. There's too many players in this tier. Yeah. Okay. Sabonis. This is an overrated player. This is not a amazing basketball player. He's worse than Jalen Brown. He's worse than Chet. He's worse than Cat. He's worse than Larry Markkinen. He's worse than Julius Randle. Um, yeah, yeah, that's fine. Evan Mobley not top 50. Is Draymond better than Evan Mobley? I think Draymond. I think Draymond. I think he's. I think he's worse. That's fine. Keegan Murray. He ain't better than Evan Mobley. Kyrie Irving. Ooh, this gonna move some people down. Kyrie. Let's see what we have. Kyrie. He's worse than Harden. He's not consistent, like at all. And I've always been on that type of like train with Kyrie. Like he's not as consistent as you would think for the most skilled player ever. Um, yeah, Jalen Green, he's not top 50. Next year though, probably take another jump. Şengün, he's better than Sabonis. Let's start there. Is he better than Julius? I think Julius is a better scorer for now. And I think that will probably be the only separator. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Fred VanVleet, Desmond Bain. Like none of these players are better than Darius Garland, I don't think. John Moran. Okay. Better than that's too high. He's not better than Trae Young. He's not better than Dame. He is better than Jalen Brunson. The Brunson disrespect is real, isn't it? Like I can already see people not being happy about that. I do not care. Derek White and Drew Holiday are hanging on for dear life. Is there anyone that's going to take their spot? Yep. You got a few players that's going to push him out. Brandon Ingram. He's an underrated player. They're just not doing anything in New Orleans at all. Let's see. I just kind of plopped him in here. I think he's better than Jaylen Brown. I think he's better than Siakam, and he was injured in like hurt in the play-in, so I don't want to hear it. Like I already know what people are gonna say. Yeah, this doesn't look bad, right? Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Elite mid-range shooter plus playmaker. Okay, defensively, not bad. Goodbye, Derek. Mikal Bridges, Jesus Christ. CJ McCollum. I don't even need to scroll up. CJ McCollum. Damn, wait, hold on. Is he not top 50? Why is Zach Levine here? Damn. Damn, he ain't top 50. Yeah, no. Zion. I mean, Zion. Let's see where I could put him. He's worse than like all of these people. Is he worse than Scotty Barnes? Yes, because he's a cone. Um. Uh. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I promise you, it's fine. Drew and Derek are out. I don't need to rank Vassell or Malik Monk. Victor Wembanyama should be somewhere top 20-ish, probably. Let's see. Let's see. He's better than Kyrie, Harden, and yes. Um, he ain't better than. He's better than Paul George. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll kind of go over the entire list. Okay. Oh, Mikal Bridges, you lucky bastard. Okay, so here are your top 50 players in the world. Top 50 and some change. Best in the world, Nikola Jokic. Top 3, Embiid and Steph fill that out. Then Giannis and Luka. 6 through 10, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Kawhi, AD, LeBron, KD. 11 through 15, we have Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young. 16 through 20 is Damian Lillard, John Morant, Jalen Brunson, Victor Wembanyama, Paul George. 21 through 25 is Fox, LaMelo, Halliburton, Ant, and Harden. 26 through 30, Kyrie, Jamal Murray, Bam, Maxey, Ingram. 31 through 35 is Cade, Porzingis, Siakam, Jaylen Brown, Chet. 36 through 40 is Karl Anthony Towns, Larry Markkinen, Scotty Barnes, Julius Randle, Zion Williamson. 41 through 45 is Şengün, Sabonis, Gobert, DeJounte Murray, DeMar DeRozan. 46 through 50 is Paolo, J-Dub, Levine, for whatever reason, Franz, and then Mikal Bridges. And there we go. Let me know what you love about this list, what you like about this list, what you hate about this list, what you would change. That is the top players of the 2024 NBA season. Looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Drop a like, drop a comment, and we'll see you on the next video.